Cuckoo starts in 3, 2, 1. Hey y'all. This week's Cuckoo Crime Calendar story took place on November 17th of 2020 during a whole worldwide pandemic. Mr. Douglas Allen Hadley of the wonderful Florida, Lakeland to be exact. I don't know why cuckoos like to reside in Florida, but all of my stories won't be there, but we're going to start there. So, Doug, who I'll call him, was riding down the road and he saw a light pole that had got knocked down. Don't know how it got knocked down, but it was down. Doug was like, I'm finna get that light pole and turn it in for some scrap metal money. So Doug pulls his car over, gets out, straps this whole long behind light pole to the top of his 97 Toyota Camry. Didn't realize that was possible. Didn't realize that was a thing. But Doug said, we're going to find out today. Meanwhile, maintenance worker over there looking at him. I'm guessing that the maintenance worker was probably about to fix the pole, put it up, or whatever the story may be. But anyway, he was just looking at him. So, maintenance worker calls the police and he's like, hello, 911. There's an old white man that just stole a pole off the side of the road and he's driving a maroon colored Toyota Camry. I'm going to follow behind him just in case you can't find him yourself with that light pole strapped to the top of his car. So maintenance worker follows behind him because it would have been so hard to find this man had that maintenance worker not followed behind him. Like, they would have never found this Toyota Camry with a light pole strapped to the top of it. So, back to Doug. Doug drives down to the recycling place. I'm going to say a couple blocks down the road. I don't really know, but that's how I'm going to tell the story. He drives on down to the recycling place. And he's like, hey, I want to turn in this light pole for some scrap metal money. And recycling people like, nah, we're not finna do that. Doug say, why not? They say, sir, we need documentation, receipts. We need some kind of proof that this is your light pole in order for us to scrap this and give you some money. So they turn him away. And then they call the police. And they like, this old white man just came over here and had a light pole strapped to the top of his Toyota Camry. And he tried to turn it in for some scrap metal money. Meanwhile, I don't know where the maintenance worker is. In my head, he just right behind them. I'm going to follow behind this Camry with this light pole on top just so they don't lose him. So, Doug turns around. I presume he was going to another recycling place because he was finna get that money. Do you hear me? Doug said, I'm finna get that money. That big light pole got a lot of metal on it, and that's worth a whole lot of money. He don't get too far, obviously. Police pull him over. Wee. He stops. Hello, sir. License and registration. I'm assuming. I don't know. I like to fill in the blanks with what goes on in my head. I don't really know all the facts. I just know like the facts of the facts. But I'll tell you they not the facts. So that way you don't think they are. Back to the story. So, pull him over. Sir, what are you doing with this big light pole on top of your car? Doug says, I'm finna turn it in for some scrap metal money. They say, sir, you can't do that. That's illegal. And Doug says, no, it's not. It was laying down. It was broke already. So I decided I was going to take it and get me some scrap metal money. They say, well, we talked to a maintenance worker who saw you take it from the scene and it's illegal. He says to the police, if he saw me, I saw him seeing me, why didn't he stop me? That's not a direct quotation, but that's the message. That's what he said. That is facts. So they tell the man, this is illegal. You cannot just pick up random light poles that you see, whether they got hit or finna be put up, strap them to the top of your car and go turn them in for some money. Apparently he didn't know that. Meanwhile, he has a passenger in the car with him. Passengers just looking like passenger didn't get in trouble. They let passenger go, I reckon. So they end up arresting Doug. Doug got arrested. Surprise, surprise. Poor old Doug. Doug has also previously been arrested multiple times for doing the same exact thing. Maybe not with a light pole, but fraudulent scrap metal scrapping charges, whatever you want to call them. That's what we can call them today. Yeah, so he's gotten previous arrests on this, and the stop. You ain't learned your lesson yet. You too old to be out here in these streets playing these games and be in these jails playing these games. So, long story short, long story long. Um, Poor little Doug did get arrested. His passenger did not. He asked the police, can his passenger just drive his car home for him? And the police said, no, sir. Your passenger can't drive your car. You still got the light pole strapped to the top of your little tiny camera. It's the picture for me. Like, you just imagine driving down the road and you like, what are they doing? Like, what are you doing? I just don't understand. Why would you do something like that? Also, this is not the only time that this has ever happened, and it's not the only time this has ever happened in Florida. Do a little bit of research. Google told me that they be wilding out there. But anyway, poor old George ended up getting charged with grand theft, which is punishable by some fines. We know how the fines go, and up to 5 years in jail. I did a whole lot of research and I could not find anywhere what his sentence was or what he actually got, if he did time, if he got probation. I'm kind of assuming, since this is not his first or second offense, doing the exact same thing. He's probably doing time, which today, this is 2 years later. He'll be 73 now. Let's talk to Doug. Doug, do better, boy. Do better. You too old to be playing. You supposed to have a retirement 401k or something saved up that you ain't got to be turning light poles in for some daggone scrap metal money. I just don't understand why you would do something like that. It hasn't worked for you in the past because you have gotten caught multiple times for the same thing in the past. Doug don't care. Doug don't care. Doug said he lived his life. He in his 70s, honey. In my 70s, I'm trying to be sitting somewhere cool and chilling. I don't want to be stealing no light poles off the side of the road while, strapping them to the top of my Toyota, because I do got a Toyota. Strapping them to the top of my Toyota and trying to turn them in for some scrap metal money. I wonder how many times I said scrap metal money for this video. Anyway, y'all, that's the story of good old Doug, Mr. Douglas Allen Hatley. See mugshot. Doug, I wish you well. I kind of admire the fact that you don't care. I mean, I could never. But, you lived your life. You done did everything you was going to do, probably. Maybe not. I don't know. But I hope, you figure it out. Or either you stop getting caught. Because that would be nice. Moral of the story: don't be trying to steal stuff and strap it to the top of your car and turn it into somewhere without proper receipts for money and not thinking you're going to get arrested and then just trying to hide when you got a whole light pole top strapped to the top of your Toyota Camry, because people going to see you when the maintenance worker never had to follow him because they wasn't never going to lose him in the Mr. Maintenance Worker, Mr. Do Good Citizen, law-abiding citizen. Yeah, you wanted to help so bad. He helped though, so I'm not going to say nothing about him, nothing else at least, but that's the story of my friend Doug. He not my friend. I don't know him. He don't know me. But that's his story. And that starts this whole channel of the Cuckoo Crime Stories. Let's see what we can find next week for whatever else has happened in history that just kind of gives us a tickle and a chuckle. I do like crime stories. Usually I like the gory kind. But I also like the kind that makes me laugh because, sometimes the gory kind of weigh you down a little bit. And I do like these crazy stories because folks are crazy out there in these streets. So, yeah. Until next time, my friends, stay kooky.